All right, can I get the feedback of the rest if they're able to access the link? Okay, there's a disclaimer, by the way. Field employees included in the PBB report already have accounts. So I know that there are some of you working in the personal services but are lodged to schools. So if your names are already included in the PBB report katong last year, no, katong gi-access ninyo via pbb.depedbohol.net, automatically your accounts are already created. So you don't need to basically create an account. Later on, I'll go ahead and show, demonstrate to you the two ways to be able to access it. Okay, so can we have a feedback if you are able to access the HRMS, the tibetbohol.org? I only got one feedback from Floor. May I ask for the rest?
Asaron, saka Celeste.
Hello? No. Pa-unmute lang mo. Okay ra kaayo. Naka-access na ba tanan? Sir Alwin, di sila maningol, Sir Alwin. So yeah, I presume that everyone were able to access, no? So let's just go ahead and get moving. Okay, so on that page, again, what you're looking at is gitawag na tong list of applications, no? That can be accessed in the HRMS of SDO Bohol. Now, so before we actually move on, again, let's try to assess ourselves first. Were we included in the PBB report? Because if you are, then maminaw sa lang ta, kay doon na tayo laing pamaagi. But for those nga wala pa, naapod tay laing pamaagi. Again, akong balikon, katong mga na-include sa PBB report, katong gipa-access ni JKL last year, meaning you already have accounts in the system. So kinsa may mga walay account dire, normally ang mga wala pay account is ang mga SDO personnel, no? So maunay dapat mo register. Now, kung naan na mo or na-appeal mo sa PBB report last year, then you already have an account. So at this point, I'll be demonstrating two ways. If you already have an account, and then the second is if you don't have an account yet. Okay, so for those who are part of the PBB report last year, this is our workflow. Okay, so what we would need to do is we need to click on login, no? Actually, pwede na ka mo click anang PS or personal services nga mo login ka, pero dili pa man ta sure kung na-add na mo because based on the last record here, the only personal added to the system is just Ma'am Odette as well as Sir Alwin. So please just click on the login, no? Doon na login nga link on the upper right side. Please click that. And what's going to happen is that you will be redirected to the login page. I hope clear. Again, if you open hrms.debedbohol.org, you will see the tiles, the blue tiles with the names of the apps or portals. And then there is a link access the app. What you would need to do is to go ahead and click on login. That's found on the upper right side. Again, click on login, found on the upper right side. All right. Once you click that, you should be redirected to the login page. And this is the login page. So here's the deal. Before you try to log in, here's the deal. You have to check whether your username is in accordance to your name is in accordance to your DepEd email. So example, my name is Fernando Enad and my DepEd email is fernando.enad. So meaning I am qualified or I should not have issues logging into the system. If your name does not coincide with your email, so what are the possibilities nga wala mag-coincide? So one of the possibility is that if there is a 001 or 01 on your emails, or if your email has the Ma or Maria, kada itong MA dot, kaya ang nahitabo diri sa system is that na automatic manggod nga na-appeal nga MA dot. And then ang naming convention din ni Ma'am Dina sa ICTU is that kung dunay MA kay kwaon yang period. So meaning dili gina siya mag-match. So ikaduha na siya nga possible issue again kung imong username is dunay or imong email dunay 001 or 01 or 02 whatever number that is, basta kung dili siya pareha sa imong name, doon na siya issue, and then let's address that later on. Okay. Now, for katong dunay MA ang name, napo na siya issue. So, let's try to address that later. Unsa may ikatulo, what's the third issue in terms of login? Third issue is ang imuhang name sa record is maiden name, pero ang imuhang email kay I'm sorry, imong record is married name, and then ang imuhang email is your maiden name. So of course, it would result to a mismatch. So the only time that you will not encounter any issues logging into the system if you already have an account is if your username is the same, or if your email is the same as that of your actual name. So example, my email is fernando.enad@deped.gov.ph, and then my name is Fernando Enad, so there's no difference, meaning I should be okay. So unsa may akong buhaton karon, what I need to do is I will log in using the username of your email. Unsa man na username sa email? So say for example, my email is fernando.enad@deped.gov.ph, then the username is fernando.enad, and I hope that we will follow kay naay mga teachers nor even ICT coordinators in the field giingnan na nga ang username is walay at deped.gov.ph. Inig-type yun nila lang butangan niya, mangutana sila nga nang sayop. Of course sayop because you're entering the email and not the username. So I hope nga walay masayop ana sa inyo ha. And please also it's a username, so there are no extra spaces. So please avoid using extra spaces. So in my example, if my email is fernando.enad@deped.gov.ph, then my username is fernando.enad. And then my password by default, ang default nga password nato is PASSWORD. Again, ako i-clarify, mauni sila ang naanay account kay appeal sila sa PBB. Katong wala na appeal sa PBB report, next ani, this is the kuan pa man, the first phase of having to acquire your accounts. Now, in the event that some of you may have had issues that falls into either of the three or one of the three, doon na ba'y 001, 002, 01, or doon na ba'y MA imong name, or ang imuhang email kay what ni match sa imuhang name, please do let me know so I can go ahead and update your account right away so that you will be able to participate. May I know if doon na ba'y personal dire nga dunay issues sa ilang account? Can I get a response? You can unmute your microphone. Walo ra bitaw ta diri ka buok, so di lang maawaw. Hilom lagi ni taga sige HR.
Igo ra naminaw, Sir Inat.
Sige. All right, but I hope that they're also testing kay lisod jud po nino nga dili mo gitawag na to nga dili mo demonstrate return demonstration kay dili kita perfect nga pagkatao nga kung unsay gisulti kay makuha dato dayon dunay gid mga gitawag nato nga mga issues nga atong posibleng ma-encounter. Oy, naka-projector dai ko diha. Kawawa din. Okay. Sige. Naglanog-lanog na po di akong tingog sa DPSU dahil. All right. Sige, so I hope nga na-clear na siya, no? So, again, this is just the first phase. Again, these are for um, those who have been added to the system. And again, kinsa ni sila, these are folks or personnel who are lodged in the schools, no? Yung naka-lodge sa schools kay mao ni sila ang dunay account. But for those who were not, example mo si Sir Alwin na siya sa HR karon, but murag sa Lourdes pa ang iyang item, so na-appeal siya sa PBB report last year, so na siya account. So mo na yung mga possible instances. So again, please log in with your account. That's Fernando, example, fernando.enad, and then the password is PASSWORD. Now, what's going to happen is that since the system detects that you are using the default password, it will ask you to create a new password. So kung maabot ta nga page, dili lang tama siya kay normal ra gini siya. So all you have to do is to fill out your new password. The only requirement here is that it should be 8 characters long. So it can be a combination of whatever sort, and you can have up to 255 characters of password. So that depends on you as to if you want to avail of the 255 characters. But yes, it should allow you to have a minimum of 8 characters to a maximum of 255 characters. Just make sure that your passwords are secure enough, considering that you'll soon be staff of personal services and you have gitawag na to nga critical nga role in managing the system. Per Data Privacy Act of 2012, you are considered as prime managers, and as prime managers, we have a huge penalty in the event of information leakage. Okay, so at this point, we need to input the new password, and then we have to confirm it. And then once you are assured that that's your new password, please go ahead and click on reset password. I just request that you write those passwords down, because there are really instances that you're thinking of this particular password, but what you're typing is different. So please go ahead and really type that or write that on a sheet of paper, the password that you're inputting here, to avoid any issues with access. So you input the new password, confirm it, click on the reset password. So what's going to happen here is that you will be logged out from the system. So i-log out ka nung anong gituyo man ni siya. Gituyo ni siya kay para kung doon ng login, ibutang ta na compromise inyong login, no? Nya nakahibaw sila sa password, na access sa laing computer. So if you are changing it, what's going to happen is that katong na ay naka-access sa lain nga computer, malag out pud to siya automatically. So all you have to do is you need to re-log in. You supply your username. So in my case, it's fernando.enad, and the password. So unsa man nga password, dili katong password nga password, but kato ng password nga imong gi-input ani nga field. So man na atong i-input diha dapita. Now, so once you're done inputting it, what's going to happen is that dili siya automatic no nga ma-confirm ang imong account. So we have added a mechanism that your account needs to be confirmed so that we can avoid the bogus, no? So ang mahitabuan ni is that you would have to click here to request another. Okay, di ba niingon naman siya, before proceeding, please check your email. But what happens here is that katong appeal sa PBB report, kay gi-input sila sa system using the back end. So an email was not sent automatically. So kay na may account, activation na like kuwang. But the activation link was not sent automatically because again, your accounts are created in the back end. So you would need to click here to request another. So, i-click na siya and then there is a notification nga na-send. Doon ay green nga mo display. So, meaning, kung nagtuyok-tuyok pa na siya diya, wata lang. Pero kung mo display ng green nga, a fresh verification link was sent to your email, then it's the time that you go ahead and check your email. Okay. Now, what's next? Again, of course, considering that you would need to verify your account, you would need to access your email. So example, this is my email. This is what I will see. There is an email from Bohol HRMS, no? Indicating that you need to confirm or verify your email. So all you have to do is just click on this button here, verify email address, to get your account confirmed. But here is a catch, okay? The catch here is that considering that we are using a third-party system to send an email to you, what's going to happen is that the email is routed to the spam folder. Okay, so na-route na siya sa imong spam folder, no? Wala na siya sa inbox. So, ang imong buhaton ana is moadto pa ka sa spam folder and basically report it as not a spam. Kaya para mabalhin siya sa inbox and then from there, click on the link. Now, unsa may possible issues, ini-click na ko ana niya, doon na may mga possible issues or errors nga ma-encounter. Yes, there is a possibility of invalid signature. Ingon siya na error niya, invalid signature. Kano sa na mahitabo ang invalid signature? Normally, the invalid signature happens if you log in or nigamit, di ba nag-log in mo ganina? Nigamit nito mo Chrome, matatag Chrome inyong gigamit. Then what happens here is that nag-open mo Edge para ma-access inyong email. Okay. Ang mahitabo man good is if you're gonna access your email using Edge and then you log into a Chrome, when you click on the link, it will open the same, no? Sa browser nga imong i-open sa imong email. In this case, that's Edge. Ang mahitabuan na is that Edge does not know that you're logged in, so it would return an error nga invalid signature. So that means to say, considering that you're opening the email from a different browser, there is actually a link na ito makita nga link sa kinobsan taas kay na siya. All you have to do is you can copy the link and then basically paste that to Google Chrome to where you're logged in. So again akong klarohon nga kanus ang mahitabo ang invalid signature, that is if pag-click nimo kay wa siya kay bawo nga naka-log in or wa ka naka-log in. And that happens if you're using two browsers. That is if you're using a computer, no, or desktop or laptop. Kasagaran mo issue po siya invalid signature kung magamit kag phone nga naman ibutan ta sa phone dito ka sa Google Chrome, no? Nya paghuman kay gi-check nimo imong email dito kasi imong Gmail app, di ba? Doon ay Gmail app kasagaran ang Android users, no? Ni-add ta dito, oy, darang link niya. Pag-click nimo, nag-invalid signature siya. Ano nag-invalid signature man siya? Kay mo ni nahitabo. Ang atong phones, do na tay Google Chrome nga browser, kanang Gmail app, napo na siya internal or built-in nga browser. So nahitabuan na is pag-click nimo sa link nga naa sa imong Gmail app, ang iyang gitry og open ana is your Gmail app browser. Your Gmail app browser does not know that you're logged in because you are using your Google Chrome mobile browser to access HRMS. So it would definitely result to invalid signature. So at least now that you know what are the possibilities that you may encounter or possibilities and explanation as to why you're getting the invalid signature. So I hope that's already clear. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and demonstrate some of the things later on. Okay, so all you have to do is click on verify email address. Right, click na siya, and then automatically you will be logged into the system. So, mao na ito makita sa system, no? Makita na ito itong profile, makita na ito applications kung ibutanta ni apply mo, makita na ito dire. Training records, dili pa ni siya working. Leave application, dili pa ni siya working, at as well as the request, dili pa ni siya working. It's still in the process. But we already have the basic here We have personal information. We also have the contacts. We also have the ER profile. Now, that is, again, kung ang imuhang account kay na-create na beforehand. Meaning, na-appeal ka sa PBB report. Now, what's the next phase? Unsa may next phase ano niya? At isa na next ha. Kaya para mausa later. Right, next, Ani, is... La, awa din ako na-appeal. Okay. Sige, akong i-demonstrate na lang siguro. Okay, wala ko na-appeal ng registration. So I'm gonna be using a local nga kuan kanang system kay para kay nagamit ra ba ko og Zoom basin mahinay. So again, when I try, pasagdiin nila na URL ha, this is local. Okay, so for those nga wala pa account, again, kinsa ning wala pa account, kini mga SDO personnel nga naka-lodge ilang item or under sila sa SDO nga plantilla. So what they would need to do is they click on register. Okay? And then, na-notice din no, nga kung employees sila may have had accounts already. Pero that is only true for those who are in the field and are part of the PBB report. And it's asking us or warning us to verify information because further modifications once submitted is no longer allowed. Now, ako na siyang gituyo no nga dili siya maklik di ba sa uban kung ato mo lang website, kung mo click mo outside kay ma-close siya. Pero on this case, ako na siyang gipugos nga di siya mo-close ni click sa outside kay para mo pugos yung click no sa continue kay para kung ni-click siya continue meaning nakabasa siya sa mga notices. So click on continue, then you can go ahead and start inputting the information. You could also read the fine print of the kuano, kay tawag na to nga data privacy of submitting personal information to this platform. So let's go ahead and give it a try. Say for example, here. Okay, extension name, kabalo naman siguro ta. Kung wala, just leave it as select. And then mail 01191985. Civil status is single 09. Okay, and the email here is Jandale. So please use your DepEd email. Okay, this is for business purposes. And then the system would prompt you for the username, no? So kung unsay magibutang di dapita normally, mo na mabutang. Pero mo na akong suggestion, kung unsa inyong email, mo pa ibutang di dapita niya, ni-match mo na siya. So okay ra. So meaning kung inyong email kay dunay 001, please also go ahead and copy paste that here. And then create your own password. Kamo na mahitabuan na unsa inyong i-password. And the next thing that you need to do is click here. I agree to the data privacy terms of SEO Bohol, HRMS, RMS. Then click on register. Okay, so mura doon error, no? Is already taken ang number. Okay, so click and re-input your password. And then register. Pasensya nga murag hinay akong computer kay wala na ako ma-restart for 3 days. Wala na kasuwag. Pound. Sige lang hibernate. Okay. So muna akong giingon hina, it needs verification. So what's going to happen is that kini kay kamo nag-create man mo, you don't need to request another kay ang pag-register ninyo is through using the actual platform. So again, this is I'm relating it to SDO personal per plantilla. So I would need to access the email. I'm using a local, so I'm using Mailtrap, but on your end, you should be using your DepEd email, no? Okay, let's hinihinay ako internet. Okay, so I'm gonna go to my inbox. I have a new email. It says here, verify email address. Again, pero sa inyo hang end, maato pa na siya sa spam folder. So please go to your spam folder. Okay. So muna akong giingon no kung if I'm logged in a different browser, dili ni mo gana ni verify email address, what I can do is I can copy this link and then paste it on the browser to which I'm logged in. Okay. Ang kini diri dapita kay naka-login na maguna siya, that's the reason why na name. It's just that since wala pa ma-verify mo na nga wa gi-allow nga mo proceed bisa pag moadto kog laing lugar ani mo error gihapon na siya. Okay, so what I need to do now since I'm using the same browser is just click on verify and then I am now able to access my account. So mo na ni account nga ako ang na himo. Okay, so may I request everyone to please do the same and please let me know if you're able to create an account already so that I can go ahead and add you as users and perhaps be able to kanang provide you items so that you can be added to the personal services portal. Okay. So, pwede mga feedback kung naka-register na ba or naka-login na ba sa system. Yes, thank you, ma'am. So, mukuhata na siguro ko mga 3 minutes, no? For you to be able to successfully log in. Then, yeah, pa ko ma-proceed kay para matagaan mo enough time. And then, if you do have some questions, you can just go ahead and unmute your mic so that we will be able to address your questions. Okay, so I hope everyone is able to log in now. Yes, great.
Celestine. Okay, si Florlyn pa nakasod, Sir Inad.
As in,
Si May, nakasod na si May. Sod na ka? Okay. Okay.
Kung doon na may issues gonna encounter, please do let me know. So I'll be able to check on the system and see if what's causing you not being able to confirm or something. So ang yung goal at this point is that you will be able to log into the system or be able at least be able to log into your respective accounts, no? So that we can afterwards we can go ahead and move on to going to the personal services portal. Okay, you cannot get inside the portal unless I'm done adding you to the system. So I'll try to look for the names lang siguro po. Kining ni attend aning nga orientation. I'll try to check. Wala pa si Sir Fermin. Ma'am Flor, ikaw ni Ma'am, no? Saturina's Florly Castillon. Si Ma'am May, kay I'm not sure kung sakto ba po ako pag-input. Wala pa. Melody. Okay ba sa apelido ni Ma'am Melody? Ma'am May, unsay gigamit ni mga kuan ma'am nga username? Ay, unsay full name ni mo ma'am?
May Bastes iya sir.
Sige, dili ko kakita sa iyahang name. Ay, nanade siya kuan. Apil din siya sa PBB report. Kamayaan National High School, Lubok. Okay. Naapili ni si Ma'am May sa kuan sa Kamayaan nga kanang PBB. Okay. Alright. Ma'am Det.
Yes sir, Inad.
Ano na kay account ma'am? Ako kay gigamaan ma'am. Ako lang ni
Sir,
i-reset ang account
password.
ma'am. Kada sa ma'am.
Okay rin sir, Inad.
Mag-login sa ko sa ICTU. Ang imo ning email ma'am kining judith.apali@deped.gov.ph or dunay 001 ma'am.
Ay, 001 sir,
Naka
Inad.
001. Sige ma'am. Ako nang gi-update ma'am. Ang imong username ma'am kay judith.apali001.
Okay.
Unya, ay imong password ma'am kay password ako lang i-reset.
Small letter ka na.
PASSWORD. Yes ma'am. Ngayon, ikaw man mo login ma'am, request lang verification, masend na siya sa imong email address ma'am.
Okay.
While we're doing the accessing, no, I want to take this opportunity to thank Sir Alwin kay siya dyan ko nag-manage sa infrastructure. Kung wala pa gini Sir Alwin, murag lisod jud ang pag-implement ani. So thank you so much Sir Alwin sa imong efforts diha. Basi nahagba na ning system ko. Wala pa ka. Okay, so at least nanatay kuan from the participant list. I know that Sir Alwin already has an account. Si Ma'am Satorinas, Ma'am Bastes. So may we get a feedback from Ma'am Celeste, Sir Fermin, Ma'am Melody? Sir Alwin, nag-process pa sila si Koan, si Ma'am Melody o si Ma'am Celeste. Okay. Sige, sir. Ma'am Saturines, pwede mangutana sa imuhang kuan, ma'am, kanang position or sa imong item position. Sige. Okay, sir.
Asa to ko nag-register mo?
Okay, Ma'am Floor, you can refresh your account right now. Imo na nang makita nga na kay ER info. Ganhina kay wala pa man kay ER, no? Personal contacts sila. Karon na kay ER. But for the rest, Sir Alwin, Ma'am Bastes, Ma'am Apale, na sila. Ma'am Satorinas, bago pa na kong na-add. So, inig-refresh naman sa mong page, ma'am. Expected yun na may gawas nga ER profile. Okay. Sige, kay Morag. Si Ma'am Celeste, sir, okay na, Sir Alwin? Okay. Let me just search. Kalimot ko sa name. Celeste Bagaw. Dara. Ay, nanamali si ma'am. Okay. Ayan, ano nananali ako. Alright.
Sir,
Sige, Morag, nanatay account sa tanan no, ma'am. O then, nakasoda ka, ma'am?
wala pa sir inad. Nahuman ako
Wa kay
kuhan sa
na-receive,
akong
ma'am?
password. Wala pa ko na-receive sa spam. Sige lang,
Gi-click
go
na
na
nimo
lang.
ang kuan, ma'am. Sige, pa-assist lang
Asa?
kami Sir Alwin later, ma'am.
Go na lang sir inad.
Okay, sige, ma'am. Bago pa na-activate ka, Ma'am Celeste. Okay. Alright. Daghan na-activate po ron sa field, no? Kaya daghan na kayo ni Solod confirming the activation. Okay. Alright. Sige. Let's go ahead and get moving then. Alright. So before we move further, let's ask first update some of our information, no? So by the way, mo ni kalahian na to, no, kung wala ta attach og item, wala ta ER profile, di po ta kakita og training records, leave management or leave application or request. So normally mo ni profile sa mga applicants kani mga nang-apply karon for teaching position. But for you who are attached with an item, meaning you're already employed, that's the business logic. So if you are employed once you have an item. So kung gi-attach siya og item, just like what I did with Ma'am Saturina's a while ago, di ba? Gi-attach siya na ko siya adas to nga item. So what happens is that na siya ER profile and then nanggawas na diri ang other options. Now, of course, we need to do updates to our information so that the SDO Bohol database will be really complete, no? Kay the other processes that needs to be automated cannot push through if data that we have is basically invalid. So I know Sir Alwin there, Ma'am Bag o Ma'am Satorinas, di ba murag na-shock mo inyong years in service kay 21, no? Yung higher date kay pares mo tanan. That's because um, murag gibogus nato just to be able to proceed because we cannot proceed if we will not enter something. So at least we have something no nga ma-receive. Sige. So these are the things that we can update. We have limited if we are using just our account, we have limited functionality. Nga naman, unya raman ta dunay capability with full updating if we will be utilizing the personal services portal. Right now, kanang dunay may, we are accessing just our own profile. Okay, so what are the things that you can do in your profile? If you go to contacts, you should be able to update your contact information. So that's primary and secondary. And then your gitawag na to nga emergency contact information including the address information. So if I will click on the modify button on the contact information, I can definitely change the primary contact. Primary contact and secondary contact are all but yours. So meaning inyuhan na nga mga contact number. If you don't have a secondary contact number, just leave that blank. Then the name, the relationship, the address, the contact there basically pertains to your emergency contact. So in my case, my emergency contact is my sister. She lives in that address. And then the contact number is like that. So please go ahead and do the same thing on your end. Please update your primary contact, secondary contact if you have one, and also fill out your emergency contact information, the name of who that person is, your wife, your brother, your sister, your parents, then indicate the relationship and then address and then the contact number. Now for the relationship, by the way, you can put in anything you want, no? And then for the address, if you could click, wala siya drop down, pero actually hindi na siya drop down. This is just a suggestion based on your info. Because if I will type the words there, I should be able to see a lot of address basically. This is based on how the applicants and other employees who have access to this nga ilang ipang input. Okay, so I'm just gonna return it to poblasyon. Pero even if wala diha ang imong option, no worries kay maka-proceed gihapon ka. Kay basin kag wala lagi diri amo awa ligaw sa drop down, it doesn't matter because you still can go ahead and proceed anyway. And then the contact number is the contact number of your emergency contact. Again, the two are yours. Kining name up until contact is for your emergency contact number. Just go ahead and click on update contact to finish. Okay, so go back to contacts again and try to check on the address information. So what actually happens when you click on modify for contact information, you're also able to update the emergency contact number. So dili kinahanglan mo click pa kaani. So click on the modify address information and then change it. Okay? Especially those na na accounts daan inyuhang address kay puros na poblasyon sa Bayan Bohol because I applied a general mechanism for me to proceed. Kaya kung wala ko i-input, di mo po dawatan sa system. So please go ahead and fill that out accordingly. Your current address, kung maglibog mo sa ng current address or permanent address, just think of it. Where is your permanent address? Say for example, if I'm living in Sagbayan, so Sagbayan is my permanent address. If I'm also working in Sagbayan, then that's my current address. When is the time that the current address is different? That is if I'm working somewhere else. So for example, I'm working in SDO, for example. So my current address will be in Tagbilaran. It doesn't make sense for me to go back to my place every day. So murang magsaka ko dito, kung magsaka ko Tagbilaran, nagtrabaho ko Tagbilaran, meaning my current address is in Tagbilaran, but my permanent address is in Sagbayan, Bohol. So there, please go ahead and click on update address to have that updated. In the event that there are some prompts such as Huwa Baron, then that means to say nga doon na siya error. So all you have to do is you review what the error is and make updates accordingly. All right. So can we have a feedback if you're able to update it already? Nakuhaan na kita usa ka participant. Data ka mambagaw. Okay. Sige, can we have a feedback if you're done updating your information? Okay, I believe that everyone is able to follow. So tanaw lang na sa mga link there, no? Kaya kung doon na error mo, display man po na siya diri dapita. So that's how you update your personal contact as well as your address information. Again, go to contacts and then modify. You might be asking, what if nasayop ang ako ang personal information? How can I do that? Like what I mentioned, you cannot do the modification on your own profile, but we would need to use another portal for that, which I will present later on. Now, what are the other things that you can basically do using your My Portal? So for you, the other thing that you can do is you can go click on your name. That's on the upper right side. Click on your name, and then you should be able to see a pop-up display showing your name and what's your category if you're employee or applicant. Then there is a tools, no? Na ay tools na option. Just go ahead and click on tools. So if you click on tools, you will be prompted with your account information, and it's gonna go ahead and display what your name is. Of course, you know what your name is, your username, as well as your email address. Now, here's what's going to happen. Since you're able to log in, meaning you can no longer modify your email address. Minsan ko, ako na i-click na dapita, then mga na siya password to confirm, no, kay para ma-check nga ikaw dyan ang nag-request. So emails are no longer editable once verified. So it can no longer be modified, can verify naman siya. Now, but for the password, you can definitely change your password. Diba? Nag-change mo password yun hina, and you don't want that password kay you believe that it is compromised, then you can go ahead and change it here. So again, that's click on your name and then tools, and then on password, click that. So ni-click ni mo ana, mingon mo, wala siya nangayo sa old password kay naka-input na mo ko ganina pag-click na ko sa email. Had it been nga wa ko ni-click sa email ganina, pag-click na ko sa password dapat nangayo pa na siya sa old password before ko ka-proceed. So gituyo na siya to make sure kay nang usahay di ba nga naka-login ta niya, nakalimot bitaw tag log out niya na sunod niya gusto siya usbon ang imong password, so dapat kabalo siya sa old password kaya para maka-proceed siya sa changing to the new password. So in this case, just go ahead and fill out the new password and click on update password. Just an expectation, if you're done changing the password, eventually you will be logged out from the system, just like what happened a while ago, no? Katong ni-input pag new old password. So i-log out gyapon ka sa system and then you will be asked to re-log in. So dili na lang ko mag-perform, mag-perform lang gyapon ko okay para makita. So there, I click on update password, then I'll be asked to re-log in. Okay. Okay, there. All right. So that's it. That's how I change the password. Now, the other thing that you can do is change your image. So say for example, kanay yung mga image diha kay is ano, male and female na icon. So of course you don't want that. You can go ahead and change your image. All right? Oh, sorry. PowerPoint ba daw naka-display? Di screen. Sorry, sir. Okay, so kung balikon gamay ha, again, sa profile, you go to contacts, click on modify. Sorry, wadyo ko kabantay nga lahi nga screen ako i-display. You can modify that. Again, primary contact is yours, secondary is yours. This is for your emergency contact. Click on update contact once done. And then the other one here is your address. So modify that. Then click on update address to complete the updating. And then the other thing that you can do is click on your name, upper right side. There are two options, tools and sign out. Just click on tools. And this is what I meant a while ago, that you can go ahead and make some changes. If there is a link, meaning you can click, that allows you to do the change. Okay. So this is the password again. So input the new password, confirm it, click on update password, and eventually you will be logged out. After you will be logged out, then you would need to re-log in to access the system again. And then the other thing that you can do is you can change your password to, I'm sorry, your image, no? Kay inyong image diha kay two people na, no? Laki o bae. You can go ahead and change that by just clicking here. So click on change, and then you will be asked to upload another picture. Say, for example, I have another picture here that I want to use as my picture. So all I have to do is locate that from my desktop. Say, for example, I want to go ahead and replace it kini. Kaya diba kabantay mo akong picture gina kay gamay nya karon ako picture nga gamiton kay kining dako. Let's go ahead and take a look unsay mahitabuan ni. Alright? Yung murag madugay-dugay gina siya upload no kay dako-dako mga 2 MB man ni siya. So let's just wait. Now ako lang kanang concerned diri if you are changing your picture, please use pictures that are really of a business type, meaning nasulod ang imong noun unya formal siya kay nadyo daghang nang upload nga kuan kan nag whole body, so it doesn't make sense to have a business profile with a whole body, di ba? Mao po na suggestion katong sa DepEd nga workplace, no? So dapat imong noun kay klaro. Now you can either crop your picture, pwede mo i-crop daan kaya pa mauna na siya. Pero kung doon na kayo dako nga picture, just make sure nga imong picture kay naka-center bitaw. Kaya kung wala naka-center imong picture, murag maglisod jud ka ana basin og flower base sa imong apil, no? So ingana lang. So crop your picture first so that why problema ning login or inig upload, pero kung imong picture is nakakuan siya, nakapares sa akong picture ganhina nga kuan kanang naka-center ang nang price ani, so ana siya problema. Okay. So ana siya problema ingana. Okay, gi-configure man na siya nga mo automatic crop na siya. Pero kung square na imong picture just like this, mas nindot na siya, kay sure jud ka nga masulod ang imong tibuok now. Okay, so that's how it's going to be done. So I'm gonna go ahead and check people here and see if you're able to change your faces. Wala pa ka-change sa imong floor. Wala pa po ka-change si Ma'am Celeste. Ito si Sir Alwin Bay, kung nag-upload ba niya? Wa pa di po. Okay, so wala pa di po ka-login si Sir Alwin. Okay, so please give it a try. Para madali, pwede rin siguro ma-upload to mga picture nga gaano. Anyway, the system allows us to upload 5 MB na picture, pero kung doon na kayo mas gamay-gamay diha, mas nindot para madali ka-upload. Kay the time it takes would depend, the time it takes to upload would also depend on the size of the file and your internet connection. But I believe that your connection there in the SDO Bohol is quite fast, so it should not be an issue. Pero if dako gyud siya, it may affect. Okay, so are we able to updated. Nangita pag business picture. Ah, sige. Ay, na-updated na ka, Ma'am Judith. Okay. Nakalagay na yun sa mga event. Ah, okay, great. Naka-profile pic na. Okay, so let's get moving then, no? Okay, so what's going to happen now is I'll go ahead and proceed to the next phase of this orientation. So I hope na naka-understand na to as to how to navigate our own accounts. The next thing that I'm gonna go ahead and share with you is on how to navigate the gitawag na to nga personal services portal. Now, if you could notice, no, these are your options available in your account. But question is, how do we access the other account? Or how do we access the other apps? Katong personal services, request section, so on and so forth. Now, you can go ahead and access that by clicking on this grid icon that's located on the lower left. So here's the grid icon, no? Yan, nag-hover ana niya kay dunay murag tooltip, view applications. So all you have to do is click on view applications. Kung nakagamit mo mobile or cellphone, i-scroll up lang na siya kay normally na hide na siya, no? So kadiyot lang. Let me go ahead and check if I can go ahead and sino ko go ahead. If I'll be able to show it, just give me a moment. Ah, okay. So I hope you're able to see my screen. Kasi i-check kung naka-share screen ba ko. Okay, there. Naka-share screen ko. All right. So say for example, I'm using a cell phone. I'll go to Google Chrome. Then I'll access hrms.depedbohol.org. Okay, so I log in using my account. Okay. So kung if you're using a cell phone, yung tawa mo ko ng dashboard profile may applications. If you could notice, though may ka nga wa pa nakita, you should be able to see no nga dunay murag something besides sa my kini. This is the burger icon. You can go ahead and tap that. Nag-tap nimo ana makita nimo ang other nga options. Okay. Pero again like what I mentioned, just scroll it up diha na to makita nga nay ni gawas kanang ubos no kanang grid nga icon. So if I'll click that or tap that, I will be redirected to the HRMS apps. Okay, so gituyo na siya no nga murag kuha kay gamay ang screen mo nang gitaguan ang mga sidebar. Pero it doesn't matter. Okay, so again itong buhaton is i-click ni kining view applications so that we will be redirected to the HRMS apps and be able to access this. Now, if you click on employee login, why problema makasulod mo ani? Ni-click po niyo sa recruitment management services makasulod mo ani, pero kung mo click mo aning uban, wa mo access. Okay? ICT wa mo access. Kung mo click mo personal services, ang na-access ani kay si Ma'am Odette o si Sir Alwin. Okay, so mutan-aw sa lang ta kay ako mong i-add later on. Okay. So for Sir Alwin and Ma'am Odette, all they have to do is click on access the app. Kamo nga wala pa ma-add, you will encounter an error. You will encounter a security error or 401 error. And that's normal, meaning you are not really part of the system yet. So let me go ahead and add you as users. Kuya, wag profile pic ni Sir Alwin. And add you as users so that you will already have access to this one. So I'm gonna start off with Mambas. I want to see Okay. All right. So for 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Okay. So si Mambag out dito, no? Okay. Ay, mo dira si Mambag out. Okay. Sige. So you already have an account or your accounts are provisioned already to access the personal services. So please go ahead again, click on the grid icon. And then from there, kung mo-display na ni siya, go to personal services. All right, and you should be able to see the personal services in the dashboard. And please do let me know if you're able to access or not, so that if you're not able to access, then I can go ahead and check on the record as to what's causing it nga dili mo maka-log in, no? Or di mo maka-access. Okay. So this is what we call as the personal services dashboard. All right. This is where you can go ahead and check on a lot of feature. Okay. So the dashboard contains the number of employees that's based on the items sa PBB plus other employees na na-add. So meaning we still have ang ato na sa system code is 14,408, but I believe nga murag maabot man siguro og 15 if I'm not mistaken. So murag kulangan pag yung no people nga i-add. Nya kato pa yung bag-o nga na-hire murag wala pa na-appeal. Okay, again nakabase lang sa PBB report. The plantilla items, these are the items that are encoded in the system. And then from here, you can basically navigate, no, that the schools are arranged according to alphabetical order. Then you will be able to see as to who the school head is, pila plantilla count, pila ang warm body count from here. And then you have a lot of pages going to 76. Okay, there are only 15 per 15 or 15 gitawag na to nga stations or schools per page. Now, in the event that you want to go ahead and search for the school, I've added the search feature here. So say for example, I'll look for San Agustin National High School, so 02302887. I'll just hit on the enter key and then I'll be able to see that it's in Sagbayan. School head is Nilo Samputon, 69 Plantilla, 68 Warm Body, so on and so forth. Okay, so that's the thing that you can do in the dashboard. Right. Now, the other thing that you can do is you can go ahead and go to non-employees. What is with non-employees? Non-employees, these are the applicants. So please take a look. We have 4,930 applicants for school year 2020, 2020 to 2021. Inga na kadaghan ang mga applicants. Okay? And it's being separated by pages. So what are the things that we can actually do here? First is, of course, you can open up the profile of the applicant. All right. Check the information. If you want to go ahead and change the information here, that's going to modify profile, and then you can proceed with updating it. But please do not update that. Sila ra guna no kay dili pa man sila empleyado. So pasagdi sila na ilang mga info diha. Anyway, they have not also submitted their pertinent records, so we cannot verify whether the information is really incorrect or not. But you have the option to modify. Pero the information based on the registration page that I posted, I specifically told the applicants that the information that they will input is final already and will no longer be modifiable. Now, kanus aman din na to sila i-modify. Perhaps, kunya na sila i-modify kung madawat na, no? Kaya ba na hire na. So, kung doon ay inaccuracy sa yung information, then that's a time to go ahead and basically modify. Right. Now, say for example, mo ang first process. Say for example, nahuma na ang ranking, and then what's going to happen here is that this particular applicant needs to be hired. So what you just need to do is just go ahead and select for that or search for that information. Say for example, this is my example na to kita, Alibo Christian, he's an applicant. So all I have to do is open his account, right? I'll be able to see his information. And then, kung gitawag na to na hire na siya, all we have to do is click on the link na employee. Murag nakakita mo ganhin na ako ng gibuhat kang Ma'am sa Torinas, no? So, employee. Click on employee. Then what's going to happen is that you will be asked to search for the item nga imong ihatag sa iya. Kaya di ba before nag-ranking kay naman tay item no nakabalo naman ta sa item nga gihatag. So dapat ang mga items i-input na siya daan sa system kay para ato na lang siyang i-select and attach it to the particular employee. So sample ani is na-encode na ang item. Alright? So ako na i-click ng search and I have to look. So for now, doon ay items nga vacant duha ka buok nga wala pa ma-assign. So any items na dili ma-assign is mugawas siya as a possible option. So say for example, this particular employee kay under or akong ihatag niyang ari lang ko diri ha. Kay live na siya. Let me just use my local kay basin ma-shock siya nga na employee na siya. Ayun, password. Ay ko mag-sample sa local kay para dili maapektahan kay basin mas shock tong applicant nga na-hire na siyang kalit ug adas. Okay, so here, let me check Alibo. Dili pa gid ko updated. Kinsa man niha? Okay, 1,000 pa. Kini lang si Abad. Example. Right, so I'll click on employee. Ibutang ta, ang item niya is kini si admin assistant 2. Example lang ni siya. So just click on the item. Then what's going to happen is that this will be pre-populated. And then the employment status, kabalo naman taon sa no? So pili ta, it's either regular permanent. These are for permanent items. Then provisional, and then job order. Job order are employees hired by the division which is not part of the national plantilla. So for example, regular permanent na siya, then I will need to indicate the appointment date. Say for example, the appointment date was set on the 16th of March. Murag wa po siguro appointment no nga nag first day dayon kay normally nahibawan kay appointment is advanced. And normally the first day is kind of days after the appointment. So I would have to select, but the first day niya is March 17. Then I'll go ahead and click on employ. So sa mahitabo karon. Ang mahitabo ni karon is that when you navigate, ganihina kay kuan raman to, di ba? Ang nakagawas kay applicant raman pero karon ni update na yung profile. Nani naka-indicate nga kung unsa yung position, asa siya nga office, iyang employee number nga temporary, then the hire date, years in service, and then status is active. So when you navigate, you should be able to see other information here. All right? And see this. Now, what if nasayop, no? Kung sa may posible nga nasayop, iyang item nasayop. Kaya yung item kay dapat kanang lahi bitaw, ibutang tag lahi is what I meant with lahi is dapat naka-lodge siya based on the item or yung appointment naka-lodge siya sa laing office. So this is the purpose of this edit button. Actually, that is also available in here. So that's modify profile, yung information, modify employment, is mo ni pag-update sa mga dates na diri dapita. Iyahang update sa iyang 10 but later sa lang naari sa lang ta sa appointment. Modify appointment. So unsa may naari dapita, this is where you can go ahead and make updates. Say for example, sayop na nga item number, all you have to do is replace that with the right item number. Right? And you also need to specify whether what level is that, the creation date, murag ka mo dyan nakibaon si creation date, murag kanus agi issue or i-create ng item, and then the actual position, the salary grade, the employee type, and then the plantilla owner. So this is where you will be reassigning. Okay, di ba naman gitawag nga, nabilo siya sa plantilla, example, sa akong mga kauban, nabilo siya sa plantilla sa San Agustin, pero naka-deploy siya sa laing school. So meaning, yung plantilla is San Agustin, and then yung deployment is the school where he is considered as a warm body. So say for example, Sir Alwin, plantilla owner niya is Lourdes, and then his deployment is in the personnel section. So ibutang tag Lourdes, Sir Alwin, unsay kuan sa Lourdes, sir? Unsay school ID? Ako din i-arrange na according to nakalimot ko arrange according to alphabetical order. So ibutang na natog wa mo sulti si Sir Alwin. 30287. Sa San Agustin, and then si Sir Alwin kay naka-deploy siya sa personnel. So ato na ko siya ibutang sa personnel and then update item. Okay, so ang mahitabo karon is makita dayon nato nga mao ni ang information ni yala kinawa Rosal. Alright, so makita nato karon nga na-change na iyang assignment. Okay. Ay, di dito si Abad mo ito na sa back. Okay. So makita na to karon nga mo ni yang item information, yang plantilla owner kay San Agustin, yang deployment kay personnel section. Okay, and then makita diri dapita nga the station is office, the service personal services, barangay is Bohol. Station head is Judith Afali, is Bohol, district sample na nabutara na diha nga Fernando Enel. So dapat under ni siya ni Sir Fermin. Okay. Example pa ni Dre Lapita. So that's how you basically employ, no? So for example, the applicant na hire na siya, so all you have to do is look up for the profile and then click on employ and then butangin sa information. Now, in the event nga dunay mga inaccuracies sa information such as the hire date or sa pa kanang hire date, yung TIN number or other information, you can go ahead and do so by modifying the employment. So when you click on modify employment, what's going to happen is that this is where you will fill out the employee number, kay temporary pa man siya. Kaya diba, usahay, dugay man ang employee number, kaya after naman siya sa payroll. So, nana siya generate nga temporary. So all you have to do is fill that out with the correct information, as well as the TIN, as well as the GSIS, the Pag-ibig, the PhilHealth, the DBP, or if doon ay correction gihapon sa iyang SG, pwede na to siya ma-change diri dapita. Alright? And then appointment date. So just to clarify, this is related to the appointment, no? So appointment na siya related. Kining nas employment data is hiring related. So normally kung wala pa ma-promote ang usa ka employee, ang appointment date o hire date or yung first day, yung first day of hire date, kaya normally the same na siya. Okay? Pero of course, kung na-promote na siya, hire date will remain the same and then the appointment date may be different. Okay. And then we also have the last appointment date here, last no-see, and then the retirement. So I'll try to cover ani diri dapita sa employment data kay kini kay sabutabol naman nino appointment date mo gina related sa item. Again, hire date is the original appointment prior to any promotion. The last appointment will be based on normally magbase na siya sa imong appointment diri. So say for example, pwede siya ma-hire og ako, na-hire ko og June 3, 2013, yan, na-promote mag-tito. So my last appointment is June 3, 2018. So marami nga na. Kining last nosy date, this is very important and very critical. Kung yung tag last nosy date is last, kano siya nag-step increment. So, ato siyang i-make sure nga sakto ni siya. Kaya kung dili ni siya sakto, ang DPSU nga portal dili maka-automatically generate og qualified nosy candidates. Right. Now, kanus-ama nato siya nga i-retain as NA for nosy. I-retain na siya nga NA for nosy if and only if wag siya nakaagi og nosy or step increment. Mas may possibility ana nga wa siya kaagi new hire nga wala pa 3 years or within 3 years na-promote siya to another position pero wag siya kaagi og step increment. Dapat NA ra na siya. So I hope klaro ta diha dapita. Alright. Kay doon naman po tayo sa programming na to na sa DPS yun, no? Kay kung kuan man, naka-NA ang NOC, ang iyang basihan for next NOC increment is the last appointment man. So ato lang siyang i-make sure na sakto ang iyahang information diya dapita. And then the other thing that we have here is retirement. Right? Kaya wala pa siya naka-retire, then naka-NA siya. But if na-retire na siya, then you just have to check kanang retirement, uncheck that, and populate it with the exact date so that ang mahitabuan na is ma-free ang iyang item, no? Ma-free ang iyang item, and then matangtang na siya sa active roster. So mo na goal diha dapita. But as much as possible, do not modify information here if you believe na sakto na gina siya. That's the reason why there are red prompts here, no? Kay very critical ang naadri dapita. Ang dili ra critical kining compensation, no? Diri dapita. Alright. Oh, of course, we need to make sure na sakto gina siya, no? Kay usaw na lang dili. Alright, so mo na diha ang under sa modify employment. Now, the other thing that we can do is, say, for example, the process of step increment ang usa ka employee, all right? Ang inyong pagabuhaton ana once na siya approval nga na step increment na siya is you just have to click on increment SG step. And then from here, all you have to do is select the new step kay 1 man siya. So, of course, possibility na niya is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, 2, yeah, when is the effectivity date? Go ahead and fill that out, click on process, then you're done. That's how you basically process it for increment the step or yeah, the no-C. The other information here is promote rank. All right. So kung promote rank, na-promote na siya sa meaning, kung tag-promote, it doesn't have to be kanang vertical. Pwede po siya gitawag na itong horizontal. Kanang na-change ba? Na-change iyahang position title or na-change niya yung item. Ana ra. Para dili ta maglibog. Right. Say for example here, mo niyang item admin assistant 2, yan nahimo na siya admin assistant 3. So atong pangitaw ng new item. So just click on search. Nya butang tag 3 na siya. All right? And then what's the appointment date? 01, I'm sorry. 03 16 2021. Nag first day siya 17 2021. And then click on promote. Dili pa siya pwede. Dapat ana ang iha. Doon na po yung mga error siya, no? Okay. After. Okay. Sorry. Alright. So, manay nahitabo karon ang iyang appointment date ni update na pod siya based on sa appointment nga ato ang gi-add sa iyaha. So, mo na ang purpose sa promote rank. Now, the next one is end employment. Para sa may end employment, this is if the teacher or the employee has resigned or has retired. So, all you have to do is just fill out the effectivity date, matantag 18, and then terminate. May error siya kay nag-first day siya, 318 niya. Pag human terminate po na same date, so niyo siya nga dapat, ang termination is after 318. So terminate. Then it's already terminated. Employee was already terminated effective March 19, 2021. 21. So dili na siya ma-appeal sa account kaya naka-terminate naman siya. And then having done, sa minahitabo dili napita, ang yang item kay na freed up na siya under sa imuhang items list. Okay. So mag-open sa tag another account. Kaya na-kick out na to na ko siya. Right. What are the other things that that can be done here? You could also remove employment, but kamo, Ma'am Satorinas, Ma'am Bag-aw, your accounts are users, so you cannot remove employment. If you would attempt to click this, you will encounter an error. The only people who can process remove employment is Ma'am Odette and Sir Alwin, being that they are tagged as managers of the personal services na portal. Okay? And then you also have the employee logs, no? Kung ganahin ka mo tanaw unsa iyang gipang visit, makita dire. Ganun. Access ba siya lain? Ato na siyang gituyo kay para kung ni-access na siya og account ang modify siya, makita ninyo dito unsa iyang pambuhat. Para kung may kinsa may nag-change ani nga nasayop man ni siya. So i-click lang ng employee logs and then makita nato ang iyang ipangbuhat sa usa ka specific account. Kay tanan naman ni kung unsa iyang ipangbuhat. Unsa action iyang gibuhat, kinsa naglihok, so on and so forth. So that's basically what is inside the employees no nga tab. Do we have any questions for employees? So basically, ang goal lagi na kuan lagi na to ani is kabalutang nga there exists like that. And just like Facebook, di ba, we were not trained with Facebook, but what we did is we just went ahead and explored, and then we're able to get the hang of it, and everything just became easy. So yung anila po diri sa kanang kuano sa personal services portal, all we have to do is read and understand what the functionality is for, and everything else will just follow, just like how we did with Facebook. Do we have any questions on the employees tab or clarification? Kasi tig Ma'am Odette, kasi tig process ade nga ni ma'am kanang mag-update og information.
Si Kuana na sir, si Maricel and Florley.
Wa mo appeal si Maricel?
Wala siya
Wa
sa
mo appeal
meeting
si
room.
Maricel? Di ano siya sa projector, di ay siya inad.
Sige. Okay. Anyway, ma'am, mutog ano pag kuon niya unsaon pag-add kung users kung wala pa na-add. So ako lang po na siya i-cover. All right. But
i-process lang ni Sir Alwin.
Sige. But you don't have to worry no because again, ang nahitabo ani is gi-delegate na to ang task of updating information to the field. So the principal or the designated user, kaya principals could also add users to their OUs. They should be able to make modifications, and based on our last meeting with them, katong dunay gi-memo si Sir Fermin, the the ability to be able to update information will be open up until the end of March, but that also depends no kay basin o wala pa gyud sila kabuhat, so we might extend that for another month. And then kung ma-make sure na nga everything else has been updated, then we will lock out the capacity of school heads to be able to make some updates so that further modifications will only be possible in the SDO level. Pero mo ni siya murag mahitabo. Because SDO personnel nga wala naka-lodge sa plantilla sa mga schools kay wala sila na sa PBB, so meaning wala sila yung mga accounts, no? So pasabot ana, createan pa gina sila og accounts. But during our meeting with the section heads, part po datong memo is that I was asking them to go ahead and let their subordinates know that they need to create an account so that HR will be able to assign them items. Pero ako lang na-isulti later on. Pero mao na siya ang process dapat this employee, and I hope that you're able to understand no the process involved in how to process anything related to records of employees. So mo nang giniingon nga people with access to personal services uh let's be very careful with our accounts because your accounts are that powerful enough to kanang to access information that are sensitive related to personal information. So please be careful with your password and make sure na these are not um easily dili siya ma-easily guessed. Okay, para safe. Okay. So do we have any questions about the employee? Dear Dapita? All right. So kung wala, let's go ahead and move on to the next tab. The next tab is what we call as items. This is the items manager. This is where we can go ahead and add new items based on the provision items from the central office or wherever that may be. This is also where we can go ahead and deactivate an item. So, 'di ba? Say for example, the only time nga ma-deactivate ang item kay for now is kung ano kanang nag-reclass ang usa ka teacher. Kay bisan pag mingon i-carry over na siya, we all know that once the reclass is approved, it would bear another item number. Okay, so of course we will need to deactivate the previous and we create the new item for that new position. All right. So this is how it's being navigated. So we have the active items, we have the unfilled items, we also have the deactivated items. So what's going to happen here is, of course, we need to encode all items. We need to encode all items in the system because if we will not encode the items in the system, then we cannot use it as an available item to assign to a particular employee. So in the case of SDO, what happens here is that most of the SDO employees that are SDO under SDO plantilla, they are not in the system yet, meaning they don't have items yet as well. So what's going to happen here is that for personal services, you may need to do an inventory of employees that are working or that are part of the SDO plantilla so that you will be able to identify their item numbers or item information so that once you already have that, then you can go ahead and have that encoded in here. Okay, so how do you encode a new item? You can go ahead and encode a new item by clicking on new entry. Then all you have to do is fill it out. What's the item number? That's OSEC, DEXB, TCH, whatever. That's so there. And then the level is harita mo pili whether kindergarten, elementary, junior high, senior high, and non-school. For non-school, these are the administrative tasks, right? The kinder to senior are but for teaching positions. The non-school are non-teaching positions. The creation date, and then we have the position. For the position, let's just try to make sure na we're using a uniform naming convention. So natin mga example diri dapita. So either mo selecta kung available ba na siya diha dapita, but in the event na it's not available, then we can go ahead and input new position here. Of course, we have the salary grade. The salary grade is up until the vice president salary grade. And then we have the employee type, teaching or non-teaching. Plantilla owner is where siya i-lodge na plantilla. Na miingon ta, di ba, planning may mo assign na niya, no? So, when you're encoding and you're not sure asa na siya i-assign, you can go ahead and put in just TBA to be assigned so that mugawas ni siya sa end sa planning and planning can go ahead and do planning processes on her end. Buntag, ada na ko usa ka item ang plantilla sa San Agustin. So siya na mo added to. But if you already have that information, I'm not sure what's the arrangement there in DO, but kung na natin information asa siya ma-assign, pwede lagi siya pangitaon or dapita. Pero kung wala pa, ibutan tanin, abot ng item 100 niya, wala pa na process of planning ang iyang planning operation. So you can just put that as TBA so that planning can go ahead and assign these items to specific plantilla. And then we have the deployment. The deployment is kung asa siya magtrabaho. Meaning, if the plantilla is San Agustin and will be working in San Agustin, so it should be the same. and then have that saved. All right. Once that is saved, so what's going to happen is that it would appear in the unfilled. No? Ari siya sa unfilled. Kay bakante pa siya. So, dali na lang kayo na ito papangita unsa nga mga items ang mga bakante diri dapita. Now, what are the things that you can do on the dashboard? So, if I click on active, what's going to happen is ang active lagi na display. If I'll click on unfilled, so makita na ko ang mga items nga wala pa'y na-assign. So, nakalodge siya sa ICT San Agustin, pero wala pa siya na-assign ni o person or personnel. So, bakante ni siya nga item. Right. For the deactivated, ni-click na to, dire po na to makita nga na-deactivate ang item. Alright. So, if I will open a specific item, so for example here, if I'll click that, what's going to happen is makita na to ang item details, no? Ano sa create on sa SG, so on and so forth. Asa siya naka-deploy, makita po na to kung kinsa ang school head where na-deploy ang particular item. So, makita na to diri dapita. Alright. If you need to modify the item, there's also the modify item here so that you can go ahead and freely modify the information, so on and so forth. Alright. Now, in the event that you need to assign this item to a particular individual, you can go ahead and click on modify assignment. Alright. And then, proceed with basically, ay di mo agi atong modify assignment kung wala pa naka-assign. No? I may need to change this. Kaya dapat wala ni siya kay nigawas mo siya sa free. Okay, matunay nigawas na lain. Okay. So again, only ako na siya i-deactivate kung wala pa na-assign. Pero kung na-assign mo, available na siya. Sorry for that. Okay, so this is how you modify and then just update the item should you wish to update that. So in here, there is no way of deleting an item that you have entered. So how do you disable an item or delete out an item? Kaya sa akong tanawag, kinakalimot ko. Right, I'm sorry, I forgot that to add an option to modify, to delete or to disable or deactivate an item. Doon ako I need to check on the code. Doon ako na-add before. It might have affected the visibility of the option. But there is an option to deactivate the item basically. So muna siya deha dapita. Mas nindot nga ang tanang mga items kay ma-encode na siya. Again, for the field, no need kay gigamaan natin ang mga bogus ng mga item. Ang murag problem na lang karon ninyo is kanang mga items sa mga SDO personnel nga under sa SDO nga plantilla. Kay wala pa na sila account, wala pa po na sila na creating item. So atong pagkabuhaton ani karon sa person services is encode their items first. Once na-encode ng items, ask the section heads to let their employees create an account so that it will be easier for you to just assign kay kung kamo pa mo create sa account, dugang naman siya nga trabaho, no? So, mo na ni inventory of all the items under the SDO plantilla, have that encoded in the items nga tab. Okay? And then you may need to ask section heads to ask their direct reports to create accounts already so that you will be able to search for their names and assign the particular item that you already have created. So that's the purpose of the items nga tab diri dapita. Now the other functionality here is the RMS. I'm actually planning to create another portal for RMS, but nag-apas ko sa oras mga ako na siyang gi-appeal diri sa RMS. This is where you can go ahead and take a look. Right, sa RMS mag-live ta. Diri nyo makita ang mga tanang applications. So as of the moment, we have about 4,223 new applications. Yeah, there are 110 pending applications and there are 1,123 confirmed applications. So more likely, mo na ipang confirm sa field. Now, while you have the option to access the information related to the teaching, but of course, the focus of the SDO Bohol is katuramang division level nga applications, no? So that's the reason why kinira po'y tan-awon sa DO. Ang mo access ani kay taga PSB with your assistance. So these are the applications that needs confirmation. Mo na lang apply atong si ID position nga nanginahanglan pa og confirmation. Okay? Or kung ganahan po mo navigate through applications, you can click on applications here and check nga these are the applications of the current cycle. Nya wa pa din ako na-update diri nga page kay na disable na kong vacancies pero diri manggawas ang tanang applications per position. Mura ari lang siguro ko. Alright, so diri makita na to kung pila ka book vacancy, pila ka book nang apply, pila na pending, so on and so forth. Pero of course, again, the SDO will just focus on the SDO level ng position. We have the chief as well as the EPS na position. Okay. All right. So say for example, I go sa needs confirmation. So if I'll click on the particular applicant, I'll be able to open basically his or her information and as well as the pertinent documents. So you just have to click that for you to be able to access the document being submitted by the applicant. The size of the file also matters on the speed of its download. So just be patient kay murag daghan kay nis lagi pang submit ng mga documents. All right. Unya, what's going to happen here is that you go ahead and click on take action. Nya mahitabuan na mahimo na siyang pending kay gi-check naman. And then you have the option to either confirm or deny the application. So confirm meaning they have submitted all the required documents, but in the event that it's not complete, then you can go ahead and put in a remark so that the applicants will be able to see kung unsay kulang nila. Or you could also, there's a phone number, inform them that they can still submit the additional documents that are lacking on what they have submitted. All right. So muna dia dapita, no? So applicants from their end will be able to really see what the status of their application is by navigating to their accounts. So makibaw sila, uy, na-confirm na sa school. So meaning, I am part of the list to be included in the rank list, so on and so forth. So that's basically it for the RMS. Okay, but I'll do my best to be able to create a separate platform for RMS. So dili ta mahadlok nga mohatag og access no kay kung tagana to sila personal services ana sila access ani uban. Pero akong panikamutan nga maka-create ko portal by April just for the RMS kay para mao puti lang gamiton para pag-input sa mga scores. Kaya may goal na to dili depita, we'll be able to centralize everything so that everything becomes transparent. Okay. Now, mo power sa RMS, we also have the reports here. Kanang reports is mo mag-display na to og mga easy to access reports. You have the plantilla report, deployment report, all UIs, SHS. But I'll go ahead and add another mechanism here that would allow us to generate a PDF copy. Kaya hitabo ni karon kay online copy ra man siya. So mag-create pa ko ana kay so that if you need to generate a report, it can be easily done. These are the reports requested by Ma'am Odette, no? Report of teaching and non-teaching. So there is already a breakdown. But sa'yo pag yun ang mga sex ananiya kay pag-create na ko sa system, akong gihimong mail tanan. That's the reason why there's a difference. But if you're seeing doon changes, meaning gipang update na ni siya sa field. So nakita na to nga ng work no ang taga-field kay ilan namang or ni gawas naman dili dapita ang mga information. We also have the non-teaching, so on and so forth in the breakdown. For this one, it's soon to be created pa. Wag na pass. But it will be done basically. We also have the plantilla reports. Makita na diri ang mga plantilla per district. So say for example, I'll go to Sagbayan. Alright, so makita na to diri ang school nga mga plantilla. So San Agustin. So dali na lang kayang pagkita. Mo ni ang plantilla sa San Agustin. There are 88 or 68 plantilla. And then for deployment report, this is the warm body report. That's going to Sagbayan and then San Agustin. So makita po nato diha ang mga tao nga naa sa particular school. So may difference sa plantilla report o deployment report. And we also have filter reports such as all, tanan, non-UIs, mga non-UIs na po yung manggawas diri dapita. Then we also have the UIs. Wala pa na kayo kung na-update, no? Gipuros na ko non-UIs pag-create na ko sa mga schools. But it'll soon be updated anyway. Then we also have the SHS. Pero wala pa na ako i-activate kay wala pa man ni-update ni Miss Mau sa planning ang mga kuan information related to the stations. And then the last is we have the users here. For the users, you may try to access users, but you will not be able to access. It will result to, for Ma'am Bastes, Ma'am Saturina, sa Bagaw, if you will try to go to users, it will result to a 401 error or security error because the only people who have access to the users is Ma'am Odette and Sir Alwin, and I as the super administrator. So Sir Alwin and Ma'am Odette, this is where you can go ahead and add your users. Say for example, si Ma'am Melody Kintahay, you want to go ahead and add. Let's try to search if naba si Ma'am Melody. And I'm not sure kung kuan na ba siya diri dapita. And next is igo lagi na siya i-select, no? Just select the user and then provide a role. All right. So on your end, you can assign a manager, but kung manager again daghang capacity ang manager maka-as a user maka-terminate siya og dili maka-remove siya employee. So please only provide that role to those people nga mao gid iyang trabaho. Please do not provide managers to all, no? Kung user lang, manager. Okay. So mao na diha dapita, no, sa mga tabs nga available sa personnel services. Now, do we have any questions so far about the things that I've covered or clarification? Are there instances nga na-employed pero naa sa non-employees? Yes sir, kay mo to mga employee nga ko ano, wala sila nato sa PBB report and then they just created their accounts. Wala pa man sila ma-associate og item mo ng non-employees pa sila. Mo to nga ningon ko ganhin nga ang atong first step ani sa personal services is to have an inventory of items for those people employed and are under the SDO plantilla so that once we already have those included in the system, then we can have them assigned to employees nga non-employees pa karon kay ang business logic ani niya is ma-employee siya or matag siyang employee if and only if there is an item associated to his employment, to his or her employment. Okay ra sir. So again, creating items is just under items tab. Yes sir, PSDS, kasagarang PSDS, wa pa man na sila account. So wa mo labot ang PSDS sir sa PBB kay mura ang part ato kay principal laman kutob. Mo na tanang full-fledged nga PSDS, wala pa sila account. Kay wa man sila sa PBB report. Mao na nga ang nahitabo ko na is I advise the district ICT coordinators to let their PSDSs create accounts na so that we will be able to look them up and add them to their particular districts. Kay if you could notice right now, makita man siguro ninyo sa akong screen no nga kumado ta sa kanang deployment report, makita na to diri nga ang Albuquerque kay wala pa joy kuan, wala pa sila yung mga district. So, di sila ka-access sa ilahang OU. Ang normally, ang naa diri nga na-add, ako na lang ganing i-upload si Sir Daghatan. Pero i-update ni siya. So, many problems, Sir Alwin, kay ang mga full-fledged nga mga PSDS, kay wala pay kasagarang account. Pero ang katong mga OIC nga PSDS, dapat na sila account kinapil sa PBB report. Pero nag-send na po kudaan og notice sa district ICTs nga pasindon sila og list kay para ma-assign na mo sila properly to specific na mga stations. Kaya ang problema mo sa mga PSDS kasagaran kay magyayaw sila nga nawa sila ma-assign nga pag human kay kumuhatag tag survey kay di mo answer. Mo ni murag dako nga problema mo na nga I sought the assistance of the district ICT coordinators in disseminating the request to have the Google Forms filled out that would definitely tell us in the SDO level as to asa siya na-assign. Pero if kung di sila mag-create, actually, people in the personal services can go ahead and create an accounts for them and assign them plantillas so that they can be assigned as head of offices to these particular districts. Any other question or clarification? Basta ang wala pag yun sa kuan. Yes, sir. Kay daghang mga tigo nga PSDS hindi mo register. Pero ako na tong giingnan ng uban nga mga PSDS, sir, nagsugod na sila actually og chemo. Kini si Sir John rin nakahimo ni sila. For the plantilla number, sir, you can just create a bogus. Ibugos sa langgod. Pwede ka magmuna basta 25 characters. Dawato na siya sa system. Parehas ani akong gipang buhat nagbogos ramang ko aning uban ka mo kibaw. Kini murag na update na ni kini. Pero kini nagmugna ramang ko ani usig Dexbiz 100 no. Mugna raman ni nako para maka proceed lang. Ang importante is na ay kuan ba na ay item nga ma-create nga ma-associate nato. So kung wala pa tay information sa uban nga mga item details, pwede na gud atong ibogos. Ang importante lang is ang position, salary grade o category kung unsa siya. Kung teaching ba or non-teaching. So mato akong suggestion, kuan kanang inventory first of the items nga positions under the SDO Bohol Plantilla including full-fledged nga mga PSDS so that once we're done encoding that in the system, then we can go ahead and proceed with looking them up using the non-employees tab and then employ them and assign them the plantilla or the item numbers. Yeah, with that, kung ma-assign na silang mga plantilla numbers, mahimo na silang gitawag na to nga kuan, mahimo na silang employees, dili na sila matag nga non-employees. Have any other questions related to the things that we have covered? Okay, so you can go ahead and still write your questions and I'll address that later. Let me just go ahead and cover one remaining item. If we click on the view applications, I'll reroute you to the organizational unit. So if we click on organizational unit, what's going to happen is that if I am assigned as the principal of a particular school, then if I'll click on access the app, I can definitely access the information. I'm an administrator, so I have access to everything. Pero if you are not an administrator and you are the principal of that particular school, and i-click ninyo ana is mo automatic sila kakita silang portal no. So I as a principal would be able to see the plantilla information already. Makita na ko pila ka books, principal, master teacher, teacher trait, to blah blah blah, so on and so forth. Napay breakdown sa teaching and non-teaching, and then the information, and then from here I have access to employees. I can modify. Mo na akong delegation nga gihatag sa ilaha. So on and so forth. Dili na kayo i-discuss. Pero, si Ma'am Odette, as head of the personal services, kung mag-go siya OU, actually, ang mahitabuan na is ma-access po niya ang OU sa personal section. So kung naka-deploy yung item sa personal section, personal services, then you would appear on Ma'am Odette's login. Alright, dili po makita nila no ang applicants. So this is only the applicants for San Agustin National High School 302-887. Makita diri ang mga applications. Then there's also user management. And then there's also the organizational unit for the district office. So this is on the district level. So wala pa na mahuman, but the applications is already there. So on the district level, he or she will be able to access the applications in the district, normally particular with elementary. Pero makita gyapon niya ang secondary, but if you can notice, there are a lot of applications, about 30, but the needs confirmation is only 8 because there are only 8 applicants for this particular district in the elementary level. And then there's also user management to add new. So basically that covers everything about the HRMS feature that PS personnel need to know. So again, supposedly everything needs to be processed by personal services, but we understand the gravity of the work that it entails for you to be able to accomplish what needs to be done. That's the reason why we delegated the task to the field. So the field now, they should be able to update information about the employees under their care. So for the SDO level, what you just need to do is to make sure that dili lang ni appeal ng kung ano profile sa SDO kay kapoy na siya. Murag inyong focus na siguro is to create items and assign these to personnel. Yeah, para dili mo mahago sa pag-create sa personnel profile, you can ask the section heads to ask their direct reports to create profiles already in the HRMS so that once they are already available in the HRMS, then we will be able to assign the items to them. And once they're assigned to with item, then they will be tagged automatically as employees and will show up accordingly to the respective OUs. And of course, after everything, na process ito na sa field, then the next task for PS staff or personal services staff is just to manage data bank. Sa pag-manage, kung doon ay bagong na-hire, then we employ. Kung doon ay nag-step increment, i-process ang step increment. Kung na-promote, i-process ang promotion of rank. Or kung doon ay modification that needs to be done for the TIN, the employee number, so on and so forth, that can be done through modifying employment, or the teacher has retired or resigned, then we can go ahead and process termination, or if there is a duplication of employees, duplicate yun siya based on the investigation, then we can go ahead and delete or remove that particular employee from the list, but it's something that cannot be done by users, but can only be done by Ma'am Odette and Sir Alwin being the managers of the personal services nga platform or portal. So that covers everything unless you have questions or clarifications about anything that we have covered. Do we have any questions or clarifications? Anyway, I've also recorded this conversation. So once we end this virtual meeting, I should be able to process the recording and share it. I'll just give it to Sir Alwin, so that Sir Alwin will be the ones to disseminate that to other staff of personal services section. Na ba tayo mga pangutana? Clarification? Kay 11:46 na raw. Basta mo kapalit og paniudto. Okay, wala ay na ba question? Okay, chat. Wala na, sir. Okay. Okay, that's great. Wala may question. Okay, but anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and share to you the PowerPoint as well as the recording of this conversation kay di buta ka expect nga makuha na to tanan dayon so that you will have something to refer on to if we have some inquiries. But if you do have really critical issues or concerns, you can extend it to Sir Alwin, and I'm pretty sure so Alwin will go ahead and share it to me um, for so that I'll be able to have that addressed. Now also, um, in the event that you're trying to request additional stuff to be added to the personal services, perhaps a link to report or what kind of report that you want, you could also send it over to Sir Alwin, and Sir Alwin can share it to me so that I could check if it's something feasible to be added to the system. Just like with DPSU, they were asking if um, I can go ahead and categorize schools into elementary, senior high, and then mobile teachers, so on and so forth. So I've was able to address them kay gusto ko sila maka automatically generate ba kasi matagaan og hazard yung nasa mga bukid-bukid sa isla, so on and so forth, or kinsay mga mobile teachers, so on and so forth. So if you do have some request, feel free to send it over to Sir Alwin. Na Sir Alwin, ikaw na lang forward sa ako answer so that I can check if it's something nga that can be done to the existing system, so on and so forth. So I may need to actually meet you again first week of April or last week of March for the user training on the service credits as well as leave. Nalan jud ko'y kanang ipangutanan ni Ma'am Odette unsa jud klaro nga process sa workflow. But as soon as I'll be able to finalize that, I should be able to activate that into the SDO personal services na tab kay para ma-deploy or ma-roll out na po siya sa field. So I guess that would be all for now. Ma'am Odette, na kay mga message, Ma'am Odette.
Hello, Sir Inad.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much for the orientation. And of course, naaman si Sir Fermin. Masinapa po siya message para sa tanan. Sir Fermin,
Hello, hello, sir. Thank you very much sa imong efforts. Hopefully nga uh, di gyud ka mabati og kuan kana laay sa imong gitmod kay murag ang nagdepende ra jud mi sa imong skills, capacity, ang kaning paghimo ning atong HRMS and the success of our organizational aning system. Wala gyud may mahimugwa ka nagduma sa backbone of our system. So with this activity, with this effort, we are heartfelt thanks. Dili pa ni kuan kundi mag-start pa man gyud ka, daghan pa kayong ning mga kanang uh, kinahanglan sa atong opisina, and hopefully kanang bigyod ka mobile mo feel so tired. I know nga boarding na gyud ni sa kadaghan nga mo ang gipasangon nimo mga corona nimo. Kita hopefully kanang ang all of us here nga na involved ani activity will also be participate, coordinate, and collaborate. And for the data nga gikinahanglan ni Sir Inad, hopefully nga all functional sections and as well as schools and all the personnel involved will also be have a positive support and collaboration with Sir Inad. Thank you, sir. And for this, hopefully the meaning of team is together, everyone achieves more. So, mao gyud tayo ako ang maanay aron for the success of our DepEd Bohol division. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank
okay,
you,
thank
sir.
you, Sir
Actually,
Fermin.
sir,
Yes, Sir Inad.
ay, Ma'am Odette. Actually, ma'am, because I'm just doing the 1 month, I'm actually planning to set up a ano kana a group of developers so that If there's a need for training, I can go ahead and also train them so that they'll be part of the core group and my kuan assistance in further improving the system and possibly expanding the capacity or capability of the system, not just to cover the six functional functions or main functions of HRMS, but also to cover the other. Because I believe cashier and budget is also requesting for a portal so that they'll be able to utilize. But it will soon be realized as soon as I'm done creating or building up the web development team. So kanang kung mangayo mi og kanang kuan ma'am kanang training budget ganyan yung mga
Oh, yes, sir. Of course, yes, sir.
Or sa
Sir Fermin.
oh,
Nakadungog dyan, Sir Fermin.
mangita gyud ka og way para gyud nga ma-realize kung unsa gyud gusto ni sir nga makakanda og training for the immediate realization sa ako ang hingin nga system.
ihe.
Yes, sir. Coordinate
Sige sir.
lang po na mo, sir. With approval ni
Ay,
Sir
sige
Fermin.
ma'am. Yes. Thank you ma'am. Sige ma'am kay
Kanya,
magunahon na lang
thank
po ko
you.
sa training design kay para. Welcome ma'am. So murag mao na to. Thank you so much. With the nagay ko na pay concerns, please just give it to Sir Alwin or Ma'am Odette. They'll be the ones to forward it to me for action. So thank you so much for the participation and let us wish everyone good luck for the challenges that the system might ano, and, present. Kay, I'm pretty sure everyone will agree that um, along with change is resistance. Yeah. But if we are to focus on the apprehensions, then we will not be able to move forward. But if we are going to focus on the silver lining that the challenge will just be minimal, but the long-term benefit is really something that is considerable, then I'm pretty sure that just like what Sermin said, we will be able to really progress and move forward for the betterment of the SPO. Once again, thank you so much. Happy lunch,
Okay,
everyone.
thank you, Sir Inat.
Yeah.
Thank you sir, thank
Bye,
you. Thank
man.
you everyone.
Okay, salamat. Salamat, personal services personnel.